Book of Job, chapter 25. Then Bildad the Suchite answered and said, What beginning or fear is his? Even he that makes all things in the highest. For let none think that there is a respite for robbers, and upon whom will there not come a snare from him? For how shall a mortal be just before the Lord? Or who that is born of a woman shall purify himself? If he gives an order to the moon, then it shines not, and the stars are not pure before him. But alas, man is corruption, and the Son of Man a worm. Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu Alaikum. Welcome to Job chapter 25, in which there are 6 verses. This will be the shortest video, most likely, of the series for this book of Job. Beginning in verse 2, what beginning or fear is his? Versus dominion and fear are with him. So we see the difference being the beginning is his versus dominion, so the rulership. Even he that makes all things in the highest, so focusing on his creation, even in the highest, perhaps talking about heaven, versus he makes peace in his high places, so the focus being on peace versus the creation of all things that are in the highest specifically. Verse 3, for let none think that there is a respite for robbers. So versus is there any number of his armies? So let nobody think that there is a break for robbers, that they could just get away with their crimes, versus can you number his armies? So different focus in both texts. Moving on to second half of the verse. Upon whom will there not come a snare from him? So on this robber will there not be justice, a trap? Justice in the form of a trap from Elohim. Will he not repay the robber for their crime and set them up with a trap? Verses, and upon whom doth not his light arise? So the focus being on the light of Elohim in the Masoretic text, versus the Septuagint, basically saying that justice is coming for the sinner, more specifically, more specifically the robber. There will come a snare from Elohim. Verse 4, or who that is born of a woman shall purify himself. So the difference being here, actually nothing. We're just going to ignore that. Purify versus can he be clean? Rather similar. Very close. Verse 5, if he gives an order to the moon, then it shines not. So the omission is Elohim giving an order to the moon versus simply looking to the moon. Look at the moon. Okay, look at the moon, it doesn't shine. Is that normal? No. What is the difference? Elohim is intervening. He is the one commanding the moon to do something unnatural, that it does not shine its light. Last verse, verse 6, but alas, man is corruption. That's his conclusion for his rebuttal. Verse, how much less man that is a worm, and the Son of Man a worm. So he's saying 2 times in the Masoretic, man is a worm, versus the Septuagint focusing on man is corruptible, and even the Son of Man a worm. So that could be an insult if you read it as the Enochian Son of Man. I don't think that's what he means. Unless this is a prophecy, I'm not sure. Let me look it up for a moment. Okay, so I looked up this psalm. It's Psalm 22. I'm going to read from the beginning. O Elohim, my Elohim, attend to me. Why hast thou forsaken me? This is the psalm that Yeshua HaMashiach quoted on the cross during his crucifixion. The account of my transgressions is far from my salvation. O my Elohim, I will cry to thee by day, but thou wilt not hear, and by night, and it shall not be accounted for folly to me. But thou, the praise of Israel, dwellest in a sanctuary. Our fathers hoped in thee. They hoped, and thou didst deliver them. They cried to thee, and were saved. They hoped in thee, and were not ashamed. And this is the reference here. Perhaps this is a reference, I don't know, or a prophetic reference, because Psalm 22 verse 6 did not exist when Job was happening. So is Bildad making a prophetic statement? Perhaps he is. Perhaps he is. But alas, man is corruption, and the Son of Man a worm. And he says it in both Baldad or Bildad. So let's read it, verse 6. But I am a worm. This is talking about the Messiah. This is the Messiah speaking. Prophetically, through King David is inspired to write these words that the Messiah would eventually quote. I am a worm and not a man. What does that mean? A reproach of men and scorn of the people. All that saw me mocked me. They spoke with their lips, they shook their heads, saying, he hoped in the Lord, let him deliver him, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to get into all that because, well, we're going to do this eventually. Elohim willing, we'll get to this. Psalm 22. So that just changes this whole, this video. Is going to make this video titled something else. I was going to say justice is coming. And it's clear that's not what this video is going to be titled anymore. It's going to be called, Did Bildad Make a Messianic Prophecy about the Son of Man being a worm? Psalm 22 verse 6. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for your time. Until next time, I bid you well. Shalom Aleichem. Assalamu Alaikum. Irini Mazisu. Pax Vobiscum. Peace be unto you, and Maranatha.